with industry so that we create opportunities, because we have so many universities, and that's how come interns come, and instead of 3 months, the ideal period, we give them say 1 month or 2 months, so we can take on so many of them at a time.
Okay,
Yes.
right. Back to the phone lines, and now we've got DeGraft calling all the way from the Western region, Takoradi to be precise. Good morning, DeGraft.
Good morning, madam.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, and you?
Very well, thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'm just going to congratulate the master over the institution. The internship is very good, because sometimes you students give us the exposure to learn other things that we don't know. Because look at when you're in there, so we learn the theory aspect. So when you get the internship, it allows us to know to get the practical aspect of it. So I'm just going to congratulate you that you should continue doing it, because it is helping us a lot.
All right. Thank you very much, DeGraft. Basically, just to congratulate you for the good works that you're doing, giving students the needed experience they need when they embark upon the job market. So, yes, thank you.
Well, it also seems to me that since it looks like internships are so competitive, I'm thinking, you mentioned about the fact that, ideally it should be like the institutions, they're the ones that are the ones who go to the organizations and instruct it. Because obviously it seems like so many people do want to do it, they are finding their own avenues. So at least let's get back to that, the policy. What sort of recommendations would you make so that it can be streamlined, right? Because I'm sure, the fact that we're even hearing, in medical institutions, people are having to pay, which is not supposed to be. So from where you stand, what kind of recommendations would you make on a policy like that?
Well, you look at the size of the...
Before you take that, we have to go to a phone line. We have Godwin from Sunyani. Good morning, Godwin. Good morning, Godwin. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful. What would you like to share with us?
Oh yeah, I want just wanted to disagree with my brother who fought earlier on, and he was saying that if you are going for your internship or attachment, they're supposed to pay you something. It's all about you are going for experience, and they can't pay you for your experience that you acquired. You understand? So, and I do that. My second year, I did my attachment with Smith, and at least the experience that I acquired, I can pay something for it. You understand? So, and I shouldn't be expecting something from the employers anymore. Though at the end of the day, they gave me something, but that was just a token, and I ask for appreciation and gratitude. You understand?
Brilliant. Thank you.
So that is just, and that's I'm only calling to just advise college students that for we the students, we're only going for experience, but not the money.
You shouldn't be looking for the money as your main thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. You've made a good point. Yes, back to what the recommendations you would make to help it streamline it properly so that there's not subject to abuses, I guess.
That's right. I think companies in Ghana will have to be segmented from the smallest to the biggest in terms of staff strength, in terms of spread, geographical spread, in terms of the size of their balance sheet, so that depending upon the size of your balance sheet, you make a provision for so many interns per year. And government, as it were, must also assist in supporting this effort, because some companies are willing to support, but then they don't have the means in terms of the stipend that we're talking of. So if there could be some tax rebate for those who provide internship opportunities to the students, then it will work out. So there's a whole area of policy decision that we need to craft and think through, and we need to bring stakeholders, both from industry, from the government side, the biggest employer, and the tertiary institutions, to come together and formulate a policy to create opportunities for all to be exposed to the realities of what they are learning before they come onto the labor market.
Okay.
I think this can be done.
All right.
Cool. When, I guess also for employers, what kind of benefits do they get? Because I think we're looking at it mostly from a student point of view, what the students can gain, but also for employers who do choose to, allow students to come and learn. What can they benefit as well?
Well, they benefit to the extent that the corporate image, the brand of the company is enhanced when they take on some of these additional responsibilities that do not fall squarely within their mandate. At least they are giving something back to the community in which they are operating. So yes, these days we talk about the 3 Ps: the profit, the people, and the planet. The people, the community in which they operate, they should be seen to be doing something for them. So it helps that way to enhance their corporate image. Again, these students are learning new things, new theories. At times they come back to industry with their new theories that they have learned, and you want to, match what you have learned what you have known over the years against the new ideas that they are bringing, and then that way you're able to upgrade your own knowledge. You know what I mean? Yes, because in the area of research, for instance, in motivation, we used to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of motivation. Now there is an aspect called the intellectual challenge that I didn't know in the 70s and 80s. But the young students coming to, work with us, once in a while bring up some of these ideas, and you find out from them, where did you get this from? How does it tie into the traditional?
I have to rudely interrupt you. We have a caller from Kaneshi. Good morning. Can you please speak up?
How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, your program is very good for the nation. But I congratulate you, doctor. What you say now, talking about national policy, all the stuff, walking down. How someone taking a seat?
Okay, please, I'm going to need you to speak a little bit louder. We can barely hear you.
How could somebody someone in
He seems to be having some challenges with the phone line, and I think we have lost him. But he seems to be making a point about the national policy that you were talking about. I don't know if he wasn't too happy about it. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him back on the line if he can get through.
Yeah. What I'm saying basically is that organizations and companies could be asked to set aside at least 1% of their total operating expense as fund to support internship. Because in the long run, industry benefits from this labor that the universities are churning out. So it's a symbiotic relationship, and it's fair that they bear some costs, in terms of the stipend and in terms of the opportunity. Because when they come, they are given an office, they are given furniture, they are given computers and all that. So yes, but let us set aside, as a matter of practice in this country, 1% of our total operating expense as a fund to support internship, because it's good for both the student and for industry.
Okay. Is an internship the same as an attachment?
That's an interesting question.
Yes, a lot of times people say, I'm doing my attachment.
Thinks about that, I'll go to the phone lines. We have Jemima on the line. Jemima, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine, Emma.
Wonderful. Please, what would you like to share?
Yeah. Please, I want to comment about the guy who just called and said we shouldn't be paid when we do internship. We go to the agencies, we acquire the experience, and yet their productivity increases. So it's kind of a butter trade. Yeah. So they should give us something when we go for internship. And someone also called earlier and said people charge them to give them the chance to do internship. And he mentioned some agencies, like some hospitals. I want to add that 37, yes, they charge us. A colleague of mine went there and they charged, and he was trying to defend that he will not pay. But they used our lab coat as an excuse that he must use the lab coat they are providing.
Again, I'm going to ask in terms of from your
so
knowledge.
They use that as an excuse to siphon that money from the guy.
I want to ask you, because obviously this is big institution, so we don't want to make until we can be sure. Was this an individual within the company that charged, or is this a policy as far as you know at 37?
Okay, it was an individual.
Okay.
Yeah, who did that?
Please don't hang up. We would like to get some more information from your friend, because this is obviously very, very serious. And if there are people within huge organizations like medical organizations doing something they shouldn't be doing, we'll make sure that our newsroom actually gets on this. So please stay on the line and talk to our colleagues. Thank you very much. Okay, so the malpractices of
but before then, the attachments and
yes,
the intentions.
Yes.
Basically, the end result is the same. When you are attached to a company, you learn from that company and it prepares you better for the labor market. Internship, the same. Internship, because the initiative is coming from the university, it's a lot more structured, and they expect that a report will be submitted at the end of it. But attachment, it will be, anybody.
On an individual basis, you just walk in.
That's right. And that's where the danger lies, because then you go in and they are sending you to go and buy Okoen and Cartier. The ladies there will send you to go and do shopping for them, because there's no structure. There is no real demand on them to render account of what you came there to do. You have applied to come do an attachment. So it's left at the discretion of the employer, sort of.
All right, just to kind of get a bit more information on the question I asked about when you are doing an internship within an organization, because you don't have full rights as an employee, does your safety, who's in charge of your safety? Because, I mean, we hear of situations where maybe somebody's within the when they're working within an internship can have an accident, even in a company car, and the company will just not care because really you're not an employee. So, can we just get a bit more clarity?
Yeah, essentially when you join an organization for internship, you are assigned to HR. So HR department, that even if I'm a stranger to your studios and the roof falls on me, you have the occupier's liability, the duty of care. So yes, the employers owe interns that duty of care to make sure that they are not exposed to unnecessary risk and danger. So it's there. It's required by law. It's enshrined in the laws of the land.
I just wonder how many, especially young people, are aware of their rights they have, because a lot of times not every organization is going to be as professional or as streamlined or as organized. So just, so that people can be a bit more aware of where their rights lie within the period of time that they're there.
There is invariably an orientation program, perhaps a one-day orientation for the intern, just like any new entrant into the organization. So they show you the basics, so you get to know what
everything will be spelled out.
That's right. That's right. Okay. And then if there is a canteen facility, for instance, they will tell you what rights you have, whether you are to pay for the food or whether it's for free or whether it's subsidized or whatever. So HR will, once they take you on, they will expose you to all the do's and don'ts of the game, I believe.
Right. Okay. I believe we're out of time for that. I actually learned a lot this morning. I want to say a big thank you to our guest, Dr. Edward Kwapong, who is the governing council member and also HR consultant, Institute of HR Management Practitioners. We've been discussing internships and making the most of it.